So here we are, we're making chicken pot pie for tea. So we're going to prep all the stuff first that we're going to use, and then I'm going to show you how to cook it in the pan, which I suspect everyone knows. You put oil in pans, don't you, and cook it till it's cooked. So anyway, let's start off with the basics. Start off with a nice onion. Make sure your knife is sharp. More accidents are caused in the kitchen by blunt knives than sharp ones. Apart from sushi chefs. I watched a documentary on the young sushi chef, and he said he spent the first 2 years in A&E. So there you go. Now you can do the French way of slicing it this and that. It's easier just to do it this way and then cut across. And because of the way the onion's put together, they turn into tiny little bits anyway. And I don't like a really fine dice. I'm not feeding children. And I wouldn't give children family dice food anyway. Onions out of the way. Garlic. See, loads of contraptions. Bloody tubes and putting them in bottles and all that go. Just bloody cut it. Crush it and cut it. Don't have to be a big deal. There you go. Now a carrot. Top tail it, then peel it. These are fresh carrots. I suppose you could use frozen, but I don't like frozen veg. I don't like the way that after they've defrosted they become watery. They don't do out for me. But they do bring a sweetness to the dish. So there you go. They can go in with the onions and garlic. They can all be fried up together. A slice of bacon as a base. It gives great flavour, and the smokiness, although not pronounced, does permeate the dish. Cut into strips. There you go. You can go in a separate dish. And now mushrooms. Now you can slice these or cut them up. I prefer them in a pie. I prefer to have big pieces of them. I think they had a lot of texture. And I love the flavour of mushrooms. And I love it when they're slowly cooked. They have a wonderful perfume. It's often lost when they're fried to death in a pan and 10 gallons of oil. And even worse, the mushrooms that you get in some places at breakfast time, they appear to have been boiled, which flabbergasts me. Many foods worth having, but mushrooms boiled to death aren't one of them. And there you go, mushrooms. Put them away. Right, now move on to the chicken. Need another dish for this. So it's only 2 chicken breasts, but they're quite large, and this dish will easily feed 4 people. Now I don't want tiny chunks, I want chunks you can get your teeth into. It is a pie after all. There you go. And there's the chicken signed, sealed and delivered. And that is most of the prep, is all the prep done. All we've got to do is fry it off and assemble it. So here we go. Get your pan ready. I'm going to fry off in a mixture of olive oil, nice big glug, and salted butter. There you go, don't be shy. It's winter, it's cold, we want oil in our systems. There you go, nearly melted. Add the bacon. Add the onion, garlic and carrots. And let them sweat down. At this point we're going to put some thyme in. Nice sprig of thyme. So there we go. We've softened the onions, the carrots, the bacon, and don't forget it's going to be cooked for a further 30 to 40 minutes in a pie. Basically it's going to steam under the crust. Add the mushrooms, and we're going to cook them down. We're going to add a bit of salt. We're not going to add a lot because we're using a jellied stock pot and that's salty enough, but this salt draws out the water in the mushrooms. So there you go, and we'll leave them to cook down. Not for long though. So mushrooms, now the chicken. Right, just going to cook that off, get the chicken nice and brown, and then we'll carry on. So there you go, the chicken's cooked, and now we're going to start adding the other ingredients. This is one of those jellied stock pots, melted in hot water. For people who sneer because I'm not using homemade chicken stock, I'm just making tea on a weekday night. You know, I'm not cooking in a restaurant here. And jellied stock has a long history going back hundreds of years. People used to reduce stocks, cut them into cubes and carry them in bags, and then whenever they landed somewhere they'd reconstitute them in hot water, so they have a long history. So if you feel like sneering about it, don't bother, I'm not listening. So there's some chicken stock. This is Scottish double cream. That's going to go in. Look at that. That'll thicken your arteries. I've also found in my daughter's fridge an open tin of sweet corn. So that's going to get thrown in. Waste not, want not. And a spoonful, hold on, that's far too much, of whole grain mustard. And last but not least, pepper. And when I say pepper, I mean pepper. I can't understand how people, when they season food, they just seem to put pepper in with a flick of the wrist and don't use it as a proper seasoning. There you go. Now I'm going to bring that to a boil and then let it reduce. And that is how you make the filling for sweet corn and bacon chicken pot pie. So that's reduced, but it's still quite watery, so I'm going to thicken it with corn flour. This is corn flour, a dessert spoonful, and mix it with water, and that's what's called a slurry. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? There you go. Stir that in. That cold water will have dropped the temperature a bit. I'm going to bring it back to boil, and then I'm going to turn the heat off and let it go cold. See, it's thickened already. I do want sauce, but I don't want it to be like soup. But I don't want it to be thick either, like cold bechamel. I want a coating sauce for the pieces. There you go. So there you go, I've mixed it in. It's nice and thick. Cooked off the flavour of the corn flour, and now I'm going to turn it off and let it go cold. And then once it's cold, I'll transfer it into its baking dish, put the pie lid on, and then we'll bake it. So here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go, no. So here's the cold mixture.
Cold mixture.
Into a dish.
Into this.
Are you repeating everything I say, baby boy? There you go. Now, for the topping. I have shop bought puff pastry. I can make puff pastry, but the idea of chilling it for 30 minutes and then rolling it out and doing that 7 times fills me with absolute dread. I'll show you on other videos how to make puff pastry, and how to make flaky pastry or rough puff pastry, and how to make pâtisserie sucrée. So you can tuck it down, it don't matter as long as it covers it. Couple of holes in the top. Now I met my daughter, she don't have a pastry brush, so use your fingers. My hands are clean. Wet the top of the pastry and sprinkle on a bit of salt. Get in there with some pepper. And get in there with some grated parmesan on the crust. So I'm going to bake that at 180 degrees for around about 30 minutes. There you go. So there you go, it's finished. One bacon and sweet corn chicken pot pie with a parmesan and pepper puff pastry crust. All the ingredients: a chicken breast, half a tub of tomatoes, 1 onion, 1 carrot. I didn't pay for sweet corn, I found it in my daughter's fridge. 1 slice of bacon, a tub of cream. Didn't come to more than £8, and there's 4 portions there, which means it's £2 a portion. I can assure you, if you went into any decent pub, you'd be paying £8 and above per portion. And included in that price is a bag of miniature potatoes and a bag of sugar snap peas. The potatoes I got for 69p and the sugar snap peas I got for 69p. Good old-fashioned food that's economic on a cold, wet, windy autumn day. There you go, mine and my grandson's tea. Beautiful food. £2 a portion. Well, this is probably £1. He's only got half of mine.